Greetings, YouTube. This hacker story is, less than 12 hours old, and I've already received a pretty surprising reaction from a few people. Not the majority by any means, but a few people. And that's saying, Prof, everybody should just stop talking about this, and we should be celebrating that somebody successfully hacked Kabam, and they can almost be like Robin Hood and give everybody incredible resources for cheap and take back the RNG fiesta that is the crystal opening experience. I am never going to agree with that perspective because you are essentially encouraging not only to a certain degree theft, but also you're encouraging people to jump, skip ahead from so many honest players, from free-to-play players to whales, you name it. And it just is truly what Kabam talks about all the time, destroying the economy of the game. You're also essentially encouraging hacking, which is a different conversation in its own right. But in the midst of all of these quote-unquote leaks, and I want to say, just as I did in my last video, that KT1 is the supplier of all of the information. I am simply passing on what he has told me, and so I am not breaking any news. I'm simply being somebody that passes on information that's being passed on to me, and I always make sure I ask him for permission to share certain things because I want him to know that I'm not trying to break a story that's his to break. But in this case, since I think he's at work right now, I'm going to discuss a huge part of the story that is separate from the in-game inbox rewards of, say, July 3rd weekend or Cyber Weekend or New York City Comic-Con from 2019 and assumingly to be 2020 as well. And that is that this blurry picture is, believe it or not, a 5-star Scarlet Witch. Now, if you think that this is probably photoshopped or it's just too hard to tell, well, I don't blame you, but that is why we have a secondary source, and that is this video. You can see 5 stars. Let's pause this here. 5-star Scarlet Witch, SIG 125, 565. Not only on this account has she already been acquired, but she's also been, of course, awakened. You can't have somebody be SIG 125 without their ability being awakened. Now, I'm sure some people are going to see this and be like, what? How? And the honest truth is I don't have an answer for this one, because the whole reason why people were being sent New York City Comic-Con items was because it was based off of last year. Well, to my knowledge, the 5-star Grandmaster featured crystals similar to what they released this year for Wolverine haven't been released for Scarlet Witch yet. They might be coming in the next month or week or who knows. But for the moment, they are still just kind of in the game coding files. So this really is a true historic revelation about a champion that literally has not been released in this iteration before, other than for the Kabam employees, which, yes, my takeaway from this, and quite a few of you have commented this as well, this is an inside job. The only way that hackers are going to have access to this is if somebody from Kabam gave them this highly classified, I'm sure they've signed a waiver saying they won't release anything to anybody. I mean, this is an inside job. It just has to be. And so that is another conversation separately altogether. Now, I will say this, for selfish reasons, when I got sent this, my first response wasn't, what? How could they? It was, hey, can they do a special too and let us know what the big yellow numbers are? Because that'd be great. You can see 31,000 health, 3,300 attack. I have been imagining a 5-star SIG 200 Scarlet Witch for years and years and years. Now, when I first imagined her in this form, of course, it was before patch 12.0, and she could do, I don't know, 1 million damage, and she could infinitely regen 10,000 health per second, and she could do that infinite stun lock she used to do where you got them in the corner and made sure they basically were sedated for the entire rest of the fight. And if you don't believe me, there have to be videos on YouTube from pre-patch 12.0 Scarlet Witch. She was allowed to be a hack, a legal hack in the game for years. And Lord knows I beat so much of Act 4 because of her. And I made sure to not download patch 12.0 until it was 100% because I knew if it wasn't, I would have a lot harder difficulty playing it after she had been nerfed. So, yes, 5-star Scarlet Witch, SIG 125 exists on one of these accounts. It is hard to believe, but yep, 5-star SIG 125. There you go. The video is the video. And I guess I'll just continue to update you if anything major breaks. I was not expecting this. I thought, okay, we've established that there's a pattern of sending people through Kabam's own servers in-game inbox rewards of past compensation packages or unit-based items or unit store deals or special contests. But a champion that technically hasn't been released for anybody else already awakened, well, that is really taking the hacking up a notch. And for this person, it is kind of amazing. They've got the 5-star Scarlet Witch. They still have some, their account looks pretty normal from this blurry screenshot. And they've got Corvus awakened at 565. But they've also got, just the average amount of upper tier 5 stars, like an unawakened Stealth Spidey and Awakened Archangel. They got 6-star Kingpin, so hey, even hackers still get 6-star Kingpin. So take that for what it's worth. What do you think about this? Are you kind of like me and would just, show us those yellow numbers if somebody has access? Or are you just outraged and can't even get to the point where you want to see actual gameplay because you are upset somebody has a champion? Or are you like that 5% I discussed at the beginning and you're rooting on these people to be the seemingly Robin Hoods of MCOC, where you steal from the rich to give to the poor, or maybe steal from the rich to give to the rich. I don't know how this works. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching, and thanks again to KT1 for providing the info.